You are listening to the AI World Podcast, your trusted source for the latest innovations, insights, and trends in artificial intelligence, blockchain, fintech, and decentralized technologies. Each episode features expert interviews, engaging discussions, and in-depth analysis of how AI transforms industries worldwide. Stay ahead of the curve with the latest articles and exclusive reports from the AI World Journal, covering everything from emerging technologies to industry breakthroughs. For more news, global events, and access to AI World Society circle gatherings, visit us at aiworld.tv. Don't forget to subscribe to stay informed, stay connected, and be part of the AI revolution with AI World Lounge. Thank you for listening.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We take fascinating sources, unpack them, and, well, pull out the really important stuff for you. Today we're jumping into something that's way more than just a buzzword. It's artificial intelligence.
Definitely reshaping things.
Right. And when we say AI, it's easy to think of it as just one single thing. But our research really makes it clear AI is not monolithic. It's this complex, rapidly evolving ecosystem.
It really is a whole ecosystem.
So our mission today is to unpack what we're calling the twin pillars of this ecosystem: generative AI and predictive AI. And for you listening, understanding the differences, but also how they, work together.
Yeah.
That's absolutely essential to get a handle on where AI is actually going.
It's a super important distinction. You see it constantly when you're actually, building things with AI or talking to businesses about it. They might share some foundations data, algorithms.
Sure.
But their fundamental goals, totally different. And getting that difference isn't just like academic. It's key for innovation, for solving real problems, in pretty much any industry you can think of.
Okay, so let's unpack this then. We'll start with generative AI. Our sources called it the imaginative force, even the digital creator. So how does this digital creator actually make something new? Is it really creative like humans are, or is it more like sophisticated copying?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Okay, so generative AI's main job is to generate novel content. So new text, original images, code, even music or synthetic data.
Right.
It does this by learning these really intricate patterns from huge amounts of existing data. So it's not just following strict rules. It's more like mimicking creativity by understanding the underlying structure of all the stuff it's already seen.
How does it actually do that? What's under the hood?
Well, it uses powerful deep learning models. You've probably heard of some, like Jan's generative adversarial networks.
Yeah, the ones that sort of compete with each other.
Exactly, like two AIs, one creating, the other judging, pushing each other to get incredibly realistic. Then you have VAEs, variational autoencoders, and of course the big ones lately, transformers.
Transformers, like GPT-4, DLLE, that kind of thing?
That's them. Transformers are amazing at understanding context and relationships in vast amounts of data. Think about how we understand a whole conversation, not just words in isolation.
Okay.
That's kind of what they do with data.
Mm-hmm.
And the key trait here, this is important, is its probabilistic output.
Probabilistic meaning?
Meaning it generates new stuff that looks like the training data, but isn't an exact copy. Think of like a jazz musician who knows all the chords and scales.
They improvise, right?
They create something new that still sounds like jazz.
Got it. So every output is a new possibility based on what it learned.
Precisely.
So, okay, when you see ChatGPT drafting an email or Midjourney making that amazing art from just text or GitHub Copilot writing code, that's generative AI in action. That's the creative spark.
That's it.
Okay, so that's the digital artist. But what about the analytical brain, the number cruncher? How does predictive AI, the analytical powerhouse, fit in?
Right, predictive AI. Definitely the analytical powerhouse, or as you said, the future forecaster. Its whole mission is different. It analyzes historical data, tons of it, to forecast outcomes or classify patterns or maybe even prescribe actions.
So looking back to look forward.
Exactly. It's the backbone of data-driven decisions everywhere. And unlike that sort of creative improvisation of generative AI, predictive AI gives you deterministic output.
Deterministic meaning specific.
Yes, specific. Think of a doctor diagnosing symptoms. Given specific inputs, they pinpoint the most likely specific cause. It's about narrowing down possibilities to the most probable answer, not creating brand new ones.
So it's less about what if and more about what's most likely.
That's a good way to put it. It often uses supervised learning techniques like regression, classification, and also time series forecasting, like LSTM networks.
LSTM, those are good with sequences, right? Like time.
Exactly. things like stock prices or patient vital signs over time. It finds patterns in that sequence to predict what happens next. So instead of making something new, it might say, okay, customer X has an 85% chance of churning, or this transaction, 99% likely to be fraud. Specific predictions.
And we bump into predictive AI all the time, probably without even thinking about it. Netflix suggesting what show to watch next.
Yep, that's a prediction.
Banks flagging weird transactions on your card.
Predictive fraud detection.
Or manufacturers predicting when a machine might break down.
Predictive maintenance, yeah. All based on historical patterns.
Okay, so definitely different missions, but when you put them head to head, those differences must get really stark, right? What are the key distinctions?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, let's break it down.
Yeah.
Primary goal. Generative creates original stuff. Predictive forecasts outcomes or finds patterns. Simple enough.
Create versus forecast. Got it.
Output type. Generative gives you novel, probabilistic things, an image, text.
Yeah.
Predictive gives specific, deterministic results, a score, a label, like fraud or not fraud.
Okay. Novel versus specific.
Data needs. Generative needs huge, diverse data sets. Like an artist needs lots of inspiration. Predictive needs structured, often labeled, historical data. It needs past examples with known outcomes.
Right. Diverse versus structured labeled.
And models. We touched on this. Generative uses things like GANs, VAEs, transformers. Predictive uses models like regression, random forests, standard neural networks. Different tools for different jobs.
Makes it crystal clear. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting for me. Where do these things actually shine in the real world? What's the impact? Let's start with generative AI. We're seeing some wild stuff.
We really are.
Like Coca-Cola using GPT-4 for ad copy ideas and DALL-E for concept art. That feels like it just speeds everything up, right?
Yeah.
Democratizes the creative part.
Totally. It accelerates ideation massively. Lets them explore way more creative avenues way faster than before.
And in healthcare. I thought in silico medicine is using it to generate new molecular structures for drugs.
Yeah, that's mind-blowing. It's not just faster drug discovery. It's exploring possibilities in chemistry that are just too vast for humans to systematically check. It could fundamentally change how we find new medicines.
Wow. And it's not just ideas, it's actual work, too, like Accenture cutting coding time with GitHub Copilot.
Right, by 30% they reported. So it's generating functional code, accelerating the actual building process.
And customer experience. Sephora's AI makeup try-on tool, that's generative AI, too.
Yep. Generating a realistic image of you wearing the makeup. It makes personalized experiences scalable in a way they never were before. Transforms how people shop.
Okay, so generative is really strong on the creation, ideation, personalization front. What about predictive AI? Where's its sweet spot?
Predictive AI really shines in efficiency, optimization, and risk management. Think finance JP Morgan's Koyan system. It predicts legal risks and contracts. Saves them something like 360,000 hours a year.
360,000 hours. That's insane. So it's finding risks humans might miss in mountains of text.
Exactly. Turning potential legal problems into massive operational savings by spotting patterns in complex documents.
One retail. Walmart forecasting demand.
Yeah, for over 500 million items weekly. That led to a 20% cut in waste. Think about that, predicting demand that accurately redefines their whole supply chain, saves money, reduces waste. It's huge.
Huge impact. Okay, healthcare again. Predicting sepsis.
Johns Hopkins, yeah. Using AI to predict sepsis 12 hours earlier than traditional methods, that's not just efficiency. That's literally life-saving, moving from just reacting to illness to proactively intervening.
That's incredible. Real human impact. And manufacturing. Siemens predicting turbine failures.
Right. Slash downtime by 70%. Predictive maintenance turns upkeep from just a scheduled cost into a data-driven way to maximize efficiency and keep things running smoothly.
So it's clear these aren't just theories. They're out there right now, changing how businesses operate, how we get healthcare, even how we're entertained.
Absolutely. They're already deeply embedded.
But here's maybe the most interesting part, or at least what our sources suggest. They're not rivals. Generative and predictive AI. They're powerful collaborators.
Oh, definitely. The synergy is where things get really powerful.
Right. Their convergence unlocks stuff neither could do alone. So how does that actually work? How do they team up?
Okay, several ways. Take synthetic data generation. This is a cool one. Maybe your predictive model needs more data or better data, especially for rare events.
Right, data gaps.
So predictive AI might identify those gaps. Hey, we don't have enough examples of this specific scenario. Then generative AI steps in and creates realistic synthetic data to fill those exact gaps.
Wow, so generative AI makes fake data, but like good fake data.
Exactly. Good, usable fake data that makes the predictive models much more robust and accurate because they've been trained on a more complete picture.
Okay, that's clever. What else?
Hyper-personalization. We touched on it, but the combo is powerful. Predictive AI figures out what a specific customer is likely to want or do next.
It's in the past behavior, yeah.
Right. Then generative AI takes that prediction and crafts super personalized content just for them. A unique marketing message, a custom product recommendation, maybe even a tailored website experience.
Yeah.
Way beyond just putting people in broad segments.
Making it truly one-to-one.
Pretty much. And think about risk simulation too. This is big in finance and strategic planning.
How so?
Generative AI can create thousands of plausible, but maybe entirely new economic scenarios or market conditions, stuff we haven't actually seen before.
Like simulating black swan events.
Sort of, or just a wider range of possibilities.
Huh?
Then predictive AI analyzes each of those generated scenarios and forecasts the likely outcomes. If this happens, then that's the likely result for our business. It allows for much smarter, more resilient planning against uncertainty.
That shifts AI from just doing tasks to being more of a strategic partner, doesn't it? Envisioning futures and predicting consequences.
That's a great way to put it.
And we found a really concrete example in the sources. A bank using predictive AI, okay, standard stuff, to flag loan applicants who look high risk.
Right.
But then, instead of just maybe rejecting them, generative AI creates personalized repayment plans specifically designed for those individual situations.
Tailoring the solution.
Exactly. And the result, they reduce defaults by 22%.
Wow, 22% is significant.
Isn't it? Just by combining prediction with generated personalized solutions. So what this tells you, the listener, is that the really big breakthroughs often come from mixing these two, combining the strengths of prediction and creation. It's moving beyond just flagging risks to actually solving the underlying problems proactively.
It's a much more sophisticated approach.
Definitely. Okay, but with all this power, we have to talk about the risks, right? The challenges. Nothing's perfect. What's the risk profile here?
Absolutely crucial to address, and both types have their own issues. With generative AI, one big one is hallucinations.
Hallucinations, like the AI is seeing things.
Sort of. It confidently makes stuff up. Like it might generate text that includes fake facts or citations that sound plausible that just don't exist. It can be very convincing, but wrong.
Oof, that sounds dangerous, especially for important information.
It can be. Then there's bias amplification. If the data it learned from contains biases, gender, racial, whatever the AI, can not only replicate those biases, but sometimes even make them worse in the content it generates.
So garbage in, garbage out, but maybe amplified garbage.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And of course, the whole intellectual property minefield. Who owns AI-generated art or code written largely by an AI assistant? The legal frameworks are still catching up. It's really complex.
Yeah, I can imagine. Okay, what about the risks on the predictive AI side?
Predictive AI has its own challenges. Data privacy is a massive one. These models often need vast amounts of data, sometimes sensitive personal data. Using that ethically and legally with proper consent is paramount.
And the bias issue exists there too, right?
Definitely. If historical data reflects past discrimination, say, in loan approvals or hiring practices, the AI learning from that data can perpetuate those same discriminatory outcomes, even if unintentional. It's predicting based on biased history.
So it can automate unfairness if we're not careful.
Precisely. And then there's just the danger of over-reliance. Blindly trusting the AI's prediction without applying human judgment, especially in critical situations. Sometimes the model is wrong or the context is changed. We need that human in the loop.
So it really boils down to needing transparency, right? Being able to understand or at least interrogate why the AI made a certain prediction or generation.
Yes, explainable AI or XAI is becoming increasingly important.
And regular checks for bias, strong governance, and always keeping humans involved in critical decisions.
Couldn't agree more. That ethical imperative is key.
Okay, so let's look ahead. It's obviously a fast-moving field. Where is this all going? What does the future look like as these two pillars intertwine even more?
Well, we're already seeing some really interesting trends emerge. One is the rise of what you might call generative predictive models.
Hybrid models.
Exactly. Systems designed from the ground up to both generate and predict, blending that creativity with forecasting. Google's Poem 2 is often cited as an example moving in this direction. It aims for a more holistic intelligence.
Interesting. What else?
Autonomous agents. This is a big one. AI that doesn't just predict an outcome or generate a piece of text, but can actually generate a plan of action like negotiate better terms with this supplier, and also predict the likely success or consequences of carrying out that plan.
So AI that can strategize and anticipate results.
Yeah, making AI much more proactive, potentially capable of handling complex multi-step tasks with less human intervention. Though obviously raises its own set of oversight questions.
Naturally. And regulations, are they keeping up?
They're trying. We're seeing major regulatory pushes like the EU AI Act and the White House's AI Bill of Rights initiative in the U.S. They're putting a real emphasis on things like transparency, fairness, and accountability for both generative and predictive systems. That regulatory landscape will definitely shape how these technologies are deployed.
So it's a dynamic mix of technological leaps and attempts at responsible governance. Our sources really seem to boil it down to a few key takeaways for everyone watching this space. 1. Generative AI is your go-to for innovation, creativity, automating content creation.
Right, the creator.
2. Predictive AI is the powerhouse for risk management, optimizing processes, forecasting what's next.
The forecaster.
3. Integrating them. That's where you solve the really tough, complex problems. That synergy is key.
Absolutely. Better together.
And finally, number 4, prioritizing ethics, governance, transparency, that's non-negotiable. It's essential for building trust and making sure AI benefits everyone.
Listen to set up better myself.
So quite a journey through the twin pillars of AI, generative and predictive. We've seen how they're distinct, where they excel on their own, and maybe most excitingly, how they work together to unlock some really incredible potential. It's definitely an exciting time.
It really is. Yeah. And maybe the final thought to leave people with. As these two incredibly powerful pillars of the AI keep merging, keep pushing boundaries, how might that convergence fundamentally reshape things? Not just how we work or solve problems, but maybe even our basic understanding of creativity, of decision-making, maybe even what it means to be human.
Wow. That's a deep one to ponder. A perfect place to wrap up. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI. We hope you keep exploring.
The future of artificial intelligence is unfolding, and it's happening at AI World Week, the flagship global event for innovation, collaboration, and transformation. This flagship global AI event is designed to connect visionary leaders, trailblazing entrepreneurs, and influential thinkers to explore the endless possibilities of AI. Experience groundbreaking technology that redefines industries and inspires progress. Join thought-provoking discussions on ethical AI, digital equity, and the transformative role of technology in our world. Build meaningful connections that catalyze innovation and drive impact. AI World Week is powered by AI World Society, a global movement dedicated to advancing AI responsibly and ensuring it serves humanity. Together, we're shaping a smarter, more inclusive, and equitable future. Continue your journey beyond the event with the AI World Journal, offering expert insights, in-depth analysis, and the latest trends shaping the AI landscape. This is your opportunity to lead, to innovate, and to transform the world with AI. AI World Week. We invite you to join us and embrace the AI revolution.